The first 20 training videos deal with all the fundamental concepts of occupational intelligence. This compilation of videos is a comprehensive development program for facilitators of change. Join our presenters on the journey of developing the optimum you. Every video has an accompanied worksheet with applicational activities. Every human is confronted by challenges. Some challenges are small and easy to resolve. Others, unfamiliar and increasingly difficult. And then there are those challenges that will overwhelm you. No matter what challenge you face, each challenge requires a response, and the outcome of that response will determine success or failure. The balance between successes and failures will determine the perceived success of an individual. But what determines a successful person?
Is it to achieve milestones like walking and running and getting to school and being in good schools and getting good grades and getting eventually a good partner and being a good grandparent? Yes, those things are very important, for sure. But are you an authentic human? Do you have your own original abilities and style, or are you just copycatting the Hollywood stars and the sport icons because you want to get into that same comfort type of living? You want to be in that comfort zone and you want to look like them. You're basically imitating or emulating other human beings. If you look at the flip side of life, you will see that you are dealing with frustrations, agitations, complacency, you're having heartbreak, you're having badass teenage children, and you eventually got to have pills to keep you afloat and to get through your day. Is that really what Optimum Human is all about?
During this series on occupational intelligence, we will discuss the process of becoming an optimum human. This will enable you to adapt to life's challenges and become successful in all spheres of life. We will challenge you to become a person that contributes to society and ultimately move towards becoming an optimum human.
What a perfect environment to share with you a secret. I think you haven't thought about this before. It's got to do with Optimum Human. It's got to do with what creates a human that's a self-driven entity. Do you know that there's two ingredients? The one comes from the environment and the other one comes from the head. The one is called a challenge and the other one is called a response. And if you don't respond in an able way, life is going to knock you out. Life is all about challenges to which you need to respond. From the day you are born, you have to respond. You're going to hear sounds and see things through your senses, and you're going to interpret, I am safe or I am unsafe. And then you're going to decide to respond. You're either going to cry or you're going to chuckle or laugh, you know. And your interpretation is all about safe or unsafe. And that is actually going to make you feel that I'm okay or I'm not okay. And that has to do with your self-esteem. In other words, to feel safe is going to make you feel I'm safe in this world and people actually love me and that's why I'm feeling okay. But if I feel unsafe, then I feel I'm not okay. And then your self-esteem is going to go down. And you know, this whole thing about challenge, if you can... You must be awake, my friend. I must be awake because life is going to give you challenges all the time. It's just giving you challenges all the time. But if you don't respond, life is going to really hurt you. But if you do respond and you get the I can moment, you know, I got it right, I can, then you are actually growing your self-esteem. So have any one of you had a successful fight where you actually won the fight?
I have won a fight.
You did?
Yes.
Huh? So how did you feel?
It was amazing.
You
Yes.
see, so basically what happens is happy hormones get released inside your brain, and it's like ecstasy, it's like a drug. And you don't know what makes you to feel so good, but you actually have this drug release, and then you get this amazing feeling. And that's
how I
what it
felt.
is. So that is why it's so important to embrace challenges and to really go for challenges and to get that I can moments. And the more I can moments you get, the more you are willing to try, because now you want to do it again, huh?
Yes.
Yes, you want to do it again. You just want to start moving forward and try again. And you get stronger and more confident. And that is how you move to become a self-sustaining, confident human. Has any one of you lost a fight?
I've lost the fight.
You've lost a fight?
Yes.
How did that feel?
It's very painful. It hurts.
It's very painful, huh?
Yes.
You got the I can't moment. I'm not okay. I can't. You basically released adrenaline and stress hormones. And that takes your power. It actually makes you to lose power. And it makes you to feel powerless. Think about it. Did you maybe have some thoughts that you don't want to try again? Maybe you must give up on this.
Yes, I did. I doubted myself.
Doubted yourself. So there you go. Your self-esteem went down. And that is exactly what it's all about. We must try to understand how to get I can moments and to position ourselves in life that we get challenges that gives us I can moments. So guys, are there certain things that you are not responding to in life that maybe you're a little bit too scared to respond? Are there stuff in your life that you can think of?
I'll say it's public speaking.
Public speaking,
Yes.
speaking in front of people. And you?
I don't know to approach girls.
Yeah, you see, but what is it that I'm teaching you? Yeah, I'm teaching that everything is a
Challenge.
to which you need to.
Respond to.
Speaking of challenges, we decided to give Vivian a challenge of her own. As a child, Vivian was petrified of horses after seeing her father being kicked by one, a fear that she lived with for the last 40 years.
Why must it look? What is he now doing?
On our journey to KZN, we met up with Bronwyn, an experienced show jumper, who was going to assist us with setting up Vivian's challenge. The provocateur is imperative to our sequence, as they will ensure that the responder puts in maximum effort, ensuring that the task reaches completion. A response consists of a sequence. Firstly, the responder has to be confronted with a challenge. The challenge should then provoke a response from the person.
This massive animal, is it not going to kick me? No.
The full consequence of the challenge will ignite the volition needed to complete this task.
Come on, don't get nervous.
When presented with an out-of-reach challenge, the brain is unable to build the bridge from challenge to task completion. Anxiety sets in, and when anxiety goes up, volition comes down.
Down.
Okay, now
But
just hold your
I'm going to
hand.
keep him close to me, so it's a very slow trot.
Okay.
Trot, trot. He can feel you're not ready. Trot. Up, down. Up, down. Come. Woo.
Okay.
It's okay.
A bit too much.
It's okay. Come. Woo.
Okay.
It's okay.
A bit too much.
It's okay.
The feeling of I can't sets in, and the brain feels threatened and releases stress hormones.
He ups me.
That's it. So stand up with that one.
A challenge can have a positive or a negative outcome. A positive outcome can be achieved if a just right challenge is posed. A just right challenge is the ideal catalyst that stretches a person out of a place of comfort. And since success is within reach, the platform is set for successful task completion. The moment the challenge is overcome and accomplished, the brain releases happy hormones. The feeling of "I can do it" generates power. The volition needed to tackle the next just right challenge.
Up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
I can moment!
Up,
I did it! It's a challenge, but I did it.
Now, when presented with a task that poses too slight a challenge, the person's ego might feel bruised and then takes offense, or the person experiences boredom, resulting in the naughty child syndrome in the workplace. Here we can clearly see that a task man-fit challenge for Vivian is an insult to an experienced show jumper such as Bronwyn. As we go about our lives, we will constantly be confronted by challenges. Whether you walk the streets of a sleepless city, or just wander through the dusty roads of the Valley of 1,000 Hills, being an optimum human is not defined by your surroundings, but rather your response to your given challenges.
I want to start talking about responsive. So that's why I'm sitting in the chicken coop. Because I believe some humans are just like chickens, and other humans are like eagles. They see the bigger pictures. But you know, a chicken, if you look at chickens, they actually just look at the small things in life. Small things amuses small minds. They fight about the pips in life. You know, if you compare them to humans, then you will see them fighting and gossiping and jealousy. They will hurt each other to get that small little pips in life. Just for the look, you see, just for themselves. Chickens are going to get slaughtered. Chickens are abused by the human race. They keep them in little chicken coops. They look to the ground and they can see nothing. They don't know what's going on outside there. They don't know what life is all about. You want to keep yourself involved with the chicken things in life and be involved with chicken friends, doing these little chicken things. Really, there's more to life than that. I want to teach you about the optimum human. An optimum human is to become the most responsive, most adaptive, most contributive human that there is in this world. That's where I want to get to. Hey man,
The understanding of OI will expand your horizons, giving you the vision of an eagle when dealing with challenges, causing you to rise above your circumstances and ensure that you will have a meaningful impact on those around you.
So here's the thing about occupational intelligence development. It has to do with challenge and response. Now, challenge is the same as task, because basically task, any type of task, whether it's a relational task or whatever tasks, can be called also a task, okay? And the response comes from the man, so that actually causes what we call the interplay between task and man creates when it is right, when it's successful, it's called task-man fit. And that actually has got to do with human willpower. Willpower, actually we call it volition. Volition is the most amazing name because it's the internal will to act that gets stimulated when you get a task-man fit. The problem though is when the task is too big or perceived to be too big. That is where you're going to have anxiety going up and volition going down. So when anxiety goes up and volition goes down, you have a perceived I can't. And when you get that perception in your brain that you can't, that is actually where you have become powerless. And inside your brain, you're going to release adrenaline and even cortisol if it carries on, the stress hormones. And that creates a feeling of I am not okay. So that is very bad. Now that deals with your self-esteem. So now it's affecting your self-esteem. So through your senses, you're perceiving the danger of the challenge, and your senses eventually affect your self-esteem. And that drives your behavior, your perception becomes your reality. So the opposite is also true. When you have successful task completion, when you have the right interplay between challenge and response, that is where you're going to have taskman fit. And there you're going to release happy hormones. And happy hormones is going to release, and you're going to feel so good and wonder why you feel so good. And now you want to do it again. And that's going to make you to want to move. And that is what's creating the movement from A to B levels. And it's going to make you to want to take up a bigger challenge and a bigger challenge and a bigger challenge. And later you're at the point where your sense of self is better. You feel you've got more tenacity. You would say, bring it on, baby, I can do it. And that brings you to a stage in your life where you've got authority in the world and where you can make the right choices, choices with integrity.
During our next episode, we will explore volition. Let's take this next step together to become OI smart.